Hey there, it's Miriam, and I'm here at Dent 2017 with Coco Zhang-Miske. Hi, Coco. How are you? We're in a Buick LaCrosse, which is the flagship vehicle from the Buick lineup right now. And the reason Coco is in the car with me is because, like me, Coco has dealt her whole life with technology and creativity, right?
Yes.
So you tell us a little bit what you do at GM.
Currently, I work in the product strategy team, where I am mainly responsible for put strategy together for advanced customer-facing technology on Buick and the GMC brand, and where I work with different functions, different organizations within GM, including engineering, marketing, market research, design, and communication team to work together as a team overall to put strategy together, say what we're looking at for the Buick brand going forward, what kind of technology vision that we want to give it to Buick's customers.
Thanks. You actually introduced the topic for me perfectly.
Great.
I kind of want to talk to you about that. I think there's a lot of talk right now in the technology world where I, write my stories about the evolution of car technology, not so much the assistive technology, which obviously has really changed the way the safety for driving, but more about the technology inside the car, right? Where do you think we're at right now, and where do you think we're going? And you can obviously speak in general terms, but also I'll probably want to talk about what GM is doing specifically, and Buick as well.
Absolutely. We're actually at a very good place right now, and then Buick has come a long way, have a very different path, and also a great transformation since years ago. I think, as everyone knows, Buick has joined China market as one of the first few automotive company get into China, and then it's always been a luxury vehicle brand in China, and it has been doing very great, and as well as in U.S. But however, Buick has always have an image in the very long time ago, years and years ago, that have the image of just for the old people's car. But during the past few years, we've been working very closely with customers. This is as a General Motors that I'm proud to work in the team. Is we are really focused on customer. Right now, our whole image, our whole goal is customer is our compass. So we're working very closely with customer to truly to understand what they think about our cars and what they like about our technology and features. What kind of things are in the car that they don't like, and then is there any gaps, and there's something that they're expecting or they're hoping they have that we don't have. So in the past few years, we're doing a lot of direct customer interface, focus group, a clinic, and then even including the events that will participate in the dealership as this very front end of our product, right? To understand more, to talk to direct customer, to understand what can we do as a car company to make their life more convenient, more comfortable, driving cars that providing vehicles that really have a wow feature for them. So, and in the past few years, we have been doing a lot of great work with all our teams to rebuild Buick's image, especially in North American area. And it's no longer just for older generations who have the more incomes to purchase the car. Right now, you can see a lot of our new product coming in line, and a lot of new refreshing commercials that it is also a very much a young generation car, because how elegant and beautiful looking, which is one of the image of a Buick sculpture beauty.
Yeah.
Yes, and then with it just really attracts the new generations.
I think you've actually been very successful at that. So I'm kind of curious, what are the lessons you learned from the customer feedback? What was the maybe 2 or 3 things that you think were really stood as pillars to the changes Buick has made to their cars? And you can clearly see it here. Obviously, we have a fully integrated capacitive touchscreen device. We have a main screen in the binnacle. So obviously, you're at the forefront of technology here with Buick today.
One of the things that we try to do, adding a different advanced technology feature into the vehicle, but not overwhelming customer, because there are only certain things acceptance that customer looking for, and when they, especially when they drive a car, and then in the past times that we have a lot of technology, new technologies, and then of course, and we have a lot of buttons in the vehicle too, and then it's very easily overwhelming our customers, and then it's not just Buick, not just GM, and there are other. I mean, that's probably one of the very significant transitions and improvement from all the different OEMs, that how simplified that we are building our interior vehicle. Center stack,
Yeah,
and
it's
then cluster,
very decluttered.
HMI. It's beautifully done and it's very seamless and smooth and softly and then have a lot more technology feature than years before. But you can see that literally the 60 or 70% of button has been removed.
And so that was one of the biggest criticisms from the customers.
Yeah, they like the technology, but it could very easily overwhelming. Imagine you
Right.
sit in the
Yeah.
vehicle,
You don't know what to do.
you staring at a cinder stack, so many buttons, feel like you're staring at the airplane control panel,
yes.
cockpit panel, and then that's one of the things that we're working with customers and to get more improvement. And we've been doing this very well in the past few years, and with a seamless, beautiful looking design interior of the Buick. And then it's overall the technology strategy for the Buick as a brand, sculpture beauty,
Right.
either both for the exterior or also for interior.
And I think you've played an important role in that. I think that crossing the path between technology and design is really critical. And I think beautiful materials, beautiful ergonomics, a place that makes you feel comfortable, a place that makes you feel peaceful. And a Buick is very well known for have some of the quietest cars in the industry, right? So that's also very critical.
Yes.
What would be a second thing you've learned from the customers that you think you've improved upon successfully?
Other things we learned from customer is how they care about their health and wellness. So one of the there's many different factors within the vehicle, and then everybody will be different. Some people like black, some people like white, and some people like the design is more wider or more busy, and then some people like more simplified. So everybody have a different perspective of design and interior, but everybody cares about health.
Right.
Yeah, so that's one of the Buick's very focused areas, health and wellness.
So that's why this car has massaging seats.
Make it very comfortable.
And you're looking
yes.
at like some high quality particulate filters, I presume, for the
Absolutely.
air conditioning system, etc. So where do you see us going? You know, I'm going to the car shows, mostly the technology shows, and I'm sure you've seen the gadgets. There's a lot of gesture control and other technologies that are coming into play. Where do you think is the most significant thing, and where do you think GM is putting most of its focus, and Buick is putting most of its focus going forward as these technologies mature?
And we touch on quite a few of Buick's focus areas, one of which we talk about quietness, one of the Buick's doing very well overall across all the industry. And then the wellness, the overall health and wellness is also one of the very important area for the Buick, because we wanted to make sure that we provide a vehicle to the customer and then provide technology and feature to help with overall the occupant's health. And then imagine right now starts with Asia and then slowly carry on to Europe and some of the North American large cities, and air quality is very extreme.
Of course.
So we have been putting a lot of study into that area overall for the occupant health and wellness, because people spend a lot more time in the vehicle these days, and then on top of all the traffic issues that we have in all the big cities, and you pretty much spend half of the time, some of the people in the vehicle.
Right.
And we want to make sure while you're sitting in the vehicle, you have the healthy air to breathe compared to some of the extreme air quality outside the vehicle. So we have been doing new features and technologies and development to make sure that we provide a health environment for not just drivers but overall all the occupants. So next coming few months, and then in upcoming few of the auto shows and other tech forums, will be very exciting to introduce some of our new health and wellness features that's focused from a Buick brand. And there's a long list of the roadmaps that we're still developing right now that we will be able to introduce in a year or two as well.
Wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to it. And you heard it here first on my blog and my YouTube channel. Thanks so much, Coco, for being here at Dent and speaking earlier. Great talk. And for telling us more about GM and technology and how much of a role it plays for Buick. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you.